Okay, well, thank you, Judith, and thank you, Mayor Colwood of Hamilton. You know, one of the things that happened, whoops, are you?
That's right. 2 seconds is coming.
Okay. One of the things when you get elected and a few people take exception to you and your surname is Henderson and they think you're spending a lot of money, one of my nicknames is apparently Mayor Spenderson. So that came up around the around this project, and I actually initially I went, oh, not another one, and then I went, you know what, I can live with that because we have spent some money. We're spending for a small community. We're spending a lot of money, but we're spending it on the right stuff, and so that's something I actually I don't run around with bumper stickers. There is a bumper sticker that says "Recall Mayor Henderson," but that's another story. Tonight, you know, well, we're very proud, Paul and myself, and I should also point out that our team is here with Don Nash of Urban Systems, Andrew Ambrosi of Maple Reinders, and Richard Harris of MHPM, are most of the core professional team. So you're going to get a real insight into what all of us have done, and I guess particularly from the point of view of Sechelt, what we did to get us to this place. What you're looking at here is the end product, an artist rendering, but I'm happy to say that the artist rendering will be a reality by the end of October. Right, Andrew? Did you get that on film? No, I mean, the project has been extremely well managed and the construction has proceeded very well, and we're just delighted with where things are at. For those who don't know, Sechelt's, one of our sort of taglines is the land between two waters. And just to position it, of course, we are on the mainland. We're not an island, although that's sometimes we're accused of that. But you can see downtown Sechelt is right here in the foreground. In the back is the amazing Sechelt Inlet going up to the Skookumchuck Rapids. This is looking pretty well due north. So behind the picture, if you will, is over to Nanaimo and south. And the reason we put this here, there it is we actually have most of this picture is what the sewage treatment plant will service. We've got communities way up here and some off the picture that are not connected. Quick facts, we're about 10,000 people year-round, probably closer to 15 or 17,000 in the summer. I referenced the different neighborhoods. We are, as you probably know, Gibson's all the way to Egmont, but really Sechelt is the business center and the services center for the coast. We like to point out that we're a lot closer. You know, you folks after 40 minutes are just getting into your eggs and so on the ferries, we're getting off and heading to Vancouver. We have a very extensive float plane service, which is great in good weather. Our cost of housing, I was asked by Terry on air just afterwards, and we're about $400,000 for housing, and given that we're only 40 minutes from Vancouver, that makes us very, very competitive. And of course, many of us chose to live there because of the quality of life. Where are we now? Well, 35 years ago, this little property was way outside of the village of Sechelt, which is by and large focused on the waterfront. So as most communities, we built a wastewater plant that was way out of town 35 years ago. Of course, the town is growing, and it's growing up here and on all the rest. We're servicing about 6,000 people. A big thing and something to keep in mind, we take the septage from the septic fields and so on from all across the coast. We're the only septage handling facility on the coast. So that was a factor in our planning. You can read some of the rest and some of the technical stuff that means a lot to Paul, but not as much to the politicians, but there we go. Currently, of course, the significant thing is we're treating to 30-40 standard, and this is the ocean outflow, which goes out into Georgia Strait. Paul, am I going to go through all of this? Is this? I guess about 20 years ago, this plant here at Ebtide was getting to its capacity. So the leaders of the day decided to build one here. This looks good on a flat map. The problem is it's 100 meters higher up. So we have for redundancy, two very large pumps here, which create some vibration, some noise that has affected some of the neighborhood. But it's pumped all the way along here to all the way up here. So the combination of those two and the balancing and the management systems and the technical aspects of keeping this going has been a bit of a challenge for our wastewater techs over the years. And having two, it's nice to have redundancy of pumps, but you don't really need redundancy of treatment tanks and the rest. So what are we saying here currently? We're saying what I've just already told you. Ebtide, which was the first plant downtown, it's at the end of its life. We've got a picture coming in a minute. Up the hill, of course, is what we call the Dusty Road site, and it's had its challenges over the last few years. So this little Dickensian picture is the current wastewater treatment plant. It is in Ebtide, right downtown, outside, way out of the village 35 years ago. The problem is the windows in the back, of course, extend around this circular building, and every week or so, they have to be vented. Neighbors live 50 feet away. So we have struggled in the 3 years that I've been mayor, we've struggled, and previously, by the way, I'm no longer chair of the Sechelt Sewage Facilities Commission. That's why I got into this job. I took that on as a volunteer and one day found myself elected. But this is, as you can see, I mean, Paul has talked about we're going to get Hollywood or some movie producer to come in and film a horror film in here, and we won't have to do anything in the way of props. It really is just a crappy building. We can go all night with those jokes. The best thing about our Upper Dusty Road facility, and as I said, this is 100 meters up, the best thing is the view. Not the view of the tanks in the foreground, but this is up high looking back across the Georgia Strait to Nanaimo and a little bit north. So we come into office, and part of what I'd done because of my work with the Sewage Facilities Commission, I was certainly aware that we needed to do things and we needed to do it right. And so we realized, and we came, frankly, I campaigned on some of this, that the current facility wasn't working. It was high cost, low quality, looks bad, and certainly smells worse. And of course, we're running out of capacity. We are growing. We're one of the faster growing communities, so we needed to grab this and fix it. We said at the time, and I'm very proud we've stuck to this, we wanted an integrated solution to handle septage, to handle treatment, to handle biosolids, and we wanted to make sure that it was absolutely the highest quality we could afford, because to me that's the only way to build something when you've got the advantage of the knowledge that we now have and the access to modern technology. You just have to do it right. We made a commitment to being noiseless, odorless, and green, and that's something that, again, I can't understand why you would do anything other than this. And probably the biggest risk is that we said we were going to embrace innovation. And for those of you in the municipal world, and probably in many government agencies, I think this is the single biggest challenge. And I say this with respect to our staff. This scares them. And frankly, the idea of a treatment technology, and we'll come to what we're doing, that has never been done in North America scares a lot more than just some of the civil servants. It scared the neighbors. And we've had reactions from the neighbors. It's going down every day as the property becomes more real. But it'll be there until the first few months when we finally demonstrate that it is in fact noiseless, odorless, and green. Is this where we're handing over to you?
Yes, I think it is.
There it is. Okay, that went fast.